Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After calling Hope a derogatory name, Carter squares off with a roaring Ridge. Ridge informs Carter at Forrester that he lied to many people. They can make it seem like it never occurred if he drops this immediately. It's your final opportunity. I advise you to accept it. Eric concurs. They can all go on if Carter and Justin can change the documents. Ridge notes that nothing will happen if the business is involved in legal action. That is not what Carter wants, and it says a lot that Ridge is making this concession. He wants the business to continue being a place where everyone is valued. He is leading a corporation that believes in being brave, and he says, "I'm doing this for us." He is officially in command of the new Forrester Creations, which is the name of the company. Brooke sighs in the cabin about Carter's out-and-out mutiny. Ridge and Steffi had no means of knowing that the COO was acting dishonestly or that they were signing away the business. According to Hope, it's best for Forrester that he wasn't. How he can look Ridge and Steffi in the eye, tear their business away from them, and then live with themselves is beyond Brooke's comprehension. Since Brooke hasn't heard from Ridge, she believes Carter didn't carry out the coup. She informs Hope that there were alternative forms of resistance. A pair of wrongs does not equal a right. Hope questions if Carter should keep allowing the Forresters to push away anybody who opposes them. According to Brooke, this is a full-scale attack rather than a protest. She should quit, says Hope. After Carter has put everything on the line for the Logans, she won't back down. "Mom, I adore him. Indeed, it is likely that we did not approach the situation optimally, but Carter will not compromise. He shouldn't either." Brooke Hope B&B. Luna is unsure of the identity of the murderer at the jail. According to Bill, that was most definitely not the kind female he had accepted into his house. Luna summarizes that she is imprisoned and apart from her loved ones. She kept writing him letters and urging him to see her because of this. It's almost too good to be true, but he's there now. She is informed by Bill that it was not wise for him to read her letters. Luna is aware that she has no right to beg for his forgiveness, but he is the only one who can truly comprehend the extent of her efforts. Bill summarizes that Luna believes he possesses a unique understanding. She claims to have told him things she hasn't shared with anybody else. She talks of growing up with Poppy, her drugs, and her many boyfriends. According to Bill, many people overcome their horrible childhood experiences. Luna assumes she lacked the strength. She was well on her way, according to Bill. She had a boyfriend who loved her and a fantastic career at Forrester. Luna claims that she lost her temper when it became clear that he was not her father. She begs him not to because she can tell he doesn't despise her. Luna B&B. Hope and Brooke reiterate in the cabin that Hope and Carter are in this situation because Steffi fired her. He is brave, in Hope's opinion, for confronting them. Although they are currently being attacked, Brooke laments that she is giving the impression that they are the enemy. Hope contends that their lack of professionalism is to blame for that. Brooke wishes she had visited her earlier. Hope wishes she had visited her prior to running to Ridge. "A hostile takeover is not the way to address my concerns," Brooke declares. Hope claims that the coup is taking place and that she would support Carter at every turn. Brooke Hope B&B. "This is the epitome of arrogance," Eric shouts at Forrester. "That you believe you can manage this business more effectively than its founders? Who made it the force it is today? This is what Carter is doing for Forrester." According to Justin, the LLC currently controls Forrester Creations. "I apologize." Ridge yells, "You're sorry? This guy is stealing our business." According to Carter, he is not stealing anything. Eric shouts, "I started this business. My DNA contains it." They also have it in their DNA. Carter encourages them to share his belief that the company will come out of this stronger than before. Bill is reminded by Luna at the jail about their lengthy conversations during her mother's incarceration. He made an effort to connect with her by sharing details of his own difficult background. His mother lacked morality, and his father deserted him. They are really similar. Bill is certain that Poppy still views Luna as her child, but Luna laments that she is now alone and that everyone has abandoned her, except maybe you. Luna claims that she feels so let down by her that she questions whether she would ever return. However, he is present, the man who was kind and considerate to her. In order to keep that, she did the unimaginable. Bill, perhaps I don't have to remain lost. With your assistance, perhaps I still have hope. Bill Luna B&B. Hope is aware that both Carter and Brooke are disappointed in her in the cabin. However, she thinks he's the man Forrester needs at this moment. Having him by her side makes her feel fortunate. Brooke is concerned about what might or might not be happening at Forrester at the moment. She's determined to see for herself. Hope replies she'll accompany her and reaches for her purse. Someone ought to be on Carter's side. Eric yells that this is a power grab at Forrester. Carter is accused by Steffi of undermining them. Carter responds, "You can still design, Ridge." Ridge cynically shouts, "Oh, I can." Carter, thank you. With Hope and you at the helm, Hope will be occupied with re-establishing her line, according to Carter. As they have been doing, he will continue to rely on Steffi to assist him in managing the day-to-day. "Do I get to do anything?" says Eric. Ridge is refusing to comply. He must come to terms with this, Carter tells him. Luna tells Bill at the jail that he is the only one who can comprehend why she did what she did. Bill is unsure on how to respond to her. Although Luna is aware of her presumption, she can sense the pain they both feel in his eyes. They are able to support one another. When the officer enters and declares, "Time's up," Luna begs Bill to keep trying and to please return. "I need you," he leaves. Eric informs Carter at Forrester that they welcomed him to the firm. Even his betrayal of Quinn was forgiven. Ridge queries how, of all people, he does this to his father. It's not personal, according to Carter. Steffi is aware that he is doing this to reunite with Hope. That's a component of it, Carter acknowledges. However, the business needs an unbiased person to operate it because it is dysfunctional. This is all about Hope, and Steffi and Ridge laugh at it. When Hope and Brooke get outside the office, they hear Ridge yell at Carter, "You're a traitor," and declare that they are not friends. He informs him that neither he nor the family nor the business are important to him. Hope is all that matters to him. Steffi claims that Hope is not beneath this, but you are. Carter advises her to refrain from discussing Hope. Ridge shouts that he will not stop Carter if he is willing to waste his life. "I'm leaving this place," he slams the door open, and Brooke and Hope scatter. Ridge pauses and says, "Oh, she's there. Hope Logan, the Great. Are you content? Are you pleased with the way you treated Forrester? Are you pleased with how you controlled Carter?" Brooke steps in and says, "Please." Ridge goes on, "You know what you are? Don't speak to my daughter that way. Enough. You're a nasty little bitch." Carter yells. He approaches Ridge and issues a warning, saying, "Never again speak to Hope in such a manner." Next up on The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke is conflicted as Ridge and Eric lash out at Hope over the company, while Remy hides his plans from Will and has Deacon explain himself. Did Steffi show the door while Eric feels revenged in private? Eric Forrester, who was lately the focus of his granddaughter's oppressive actions on the CBS soap opera, embodies Steffi Forrester's power-hungry demeanor from Bold and the Beautiful. He asked Steffi why she had fired Hope Logan, but Steffi brushed it off and continued on her way. Today, however, Carter Walton is seen by the patriarch of Forrester controlling his granddaughter, something that no one else would do. Brave and gorgeous, Steffi Forrester is unstoppable. Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, made his case regarding the shortcomings of Forrester Creations in Bold and the Beautiful. According to the company's philosophy, the FC family of employees is valued. However, the actions appeared to indicate otherwise, and he plans to address this. Carter is not accepted as the new employer by Steffi Forrester, played by Jacqueline McInnes Wood. Additionally, she has been tormenting everyone in the Logan family this week. Spoilers for Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and Eric Forrester, John McCook, in Bold and the Beautiful. CBS, B&B. According to teasers for Bold and the Beautiful, when Hope Logan, Annika Noel, enters the FC office, Steffi makes terrible jokes about her. Carter is urging Steffi to stop, but she refuses. Therefore, Carter probably has no choice but to fight fire with fire if he wishes to maintain his position as the new pack leader. If Steffi gets out of hand in this situation, he might need to have her removed out of the building. The Forrester daughter would have given Hope the same humiliating walk. Hope Logan will be entitled to that piece of retaliation if Steffi Forrester is taken from the FC campus. However, there might be a Forrester among the crowd who would also find some fulfillment in this. B&B, does Eric Forrester feel conflicted? Last week, Eric Forrester, John McCook, clashed with Steffi Forrester and Ridge Forrester, Torsten K., on Bold and the Beautiful. Eric was incensed at the initial shock of this takeover. On Friday and Monday, however, he listened to Carter's speech. Carter's statements had the power to make Eric reconsider his position on this coup. The new head honcho spoke about his observations of the widespread disdain at Forrester Creations in his takeover address. He probably got Eric's attention when he brought up Brooke Logan's, Catherine Kelly Lang, treatment. Eric Forrester holds a particular place in his heart for Brooke, and he views her and her kid as important members of his family. When Eric found out that Steffi Forrester had fired Hope, he told her that he was angry. Additionally, he shared with his granddaughter that he considers Hope a member of his family. However, she disregarded her grandfather as though he were no longer a contributing member of FC. The fact that his granddaughter disregarded his worries is probably something Eric never forgot. However, he now learns of her disdain for Brooke. In addition to being a member of his family, Brooke is credited with helping to establish his business as a fashion icon. He now finds out that although Brooke recently assumed an executive role, he is rotated about the building without an office. However, he also learns that she has little say in how the business is operated, thus her new role is merely a title. Bold and the Beautiful, is Eric okay with Carter Walton's cleanup? Carter is trying to tidy up Forrester Creations in Bold and the Beautiful. He seeks to eradicate the custom of making decisions based solely on one's emotions. It appears that Eric might understand him as he continues his pitch to Steffi, Ridge, and Eric. After all, not very long ago, Eric Forrester expressed his concerns, and Steffi Forrester ignored him. She disregarded him and continued with her self-serving personal goal rather than trying to please her grandfather. Eric Forrester is furious at what he perceives to be a betrayal today, but he probably wonders how and why this occurred. Instead of initially believing Carter to be a traitor, he can come to view him as someone who works for the company. B&B, is Steffi getting what she wants? If Carter Walton gets Steffi Forrester hauled out of the building, Bold and the Beautiful might even go so far as to have Eric Forrester feel a tinge of revenge. This week's preview contains hints that point to this possibility. Hope was humiliated in the same way by the Forrester daughter. Since his son and granddaughter were running the business at the time, Eric was powerless. Thus, the only thing he could do was to object when Steffi Forrester fired the Logan daughter. However, it may also hit the Forrester patriarch that Carter stepped in to do what needed to be done, even though Eric may realize he has no other options. Eric wouldn't have to do anything like jump ship against his son and Steffi in this way. He could covertly back this takeover and remain silent. He might also observe his granddaughter and son receiving a severe education. They could someday be able to take charge of the business again after learning this lesson, but not with any personal agendas. Eric Forrester might possibly be surreptitiously undermining Ridge's efforts to regain control of the business in Bold and the Beautiful. When Ridge learns that his father is a barrier, revealing Eric's covert strategy, this may work for a shocking revelation. Hashtag Ridge unleashes fury on Nasty Hope after catching Hope and Brooke eavesdropping. When Ridge Forrester's long-simmering rage erupts in a fiery altercation, the drama at the Bold and the Beautiful reaches yet another boiling point. Ridge becomes enraged and accuses Hope Logan of masterminding the contentious takeover after he discovers her and her mother, Brooke, listening in on a confidential conversation over the future of Forrester Creations. In addition to upsetting the Logan women, Ridge's diatribe widens the gap between the Logans and the Forresters. #### The eavesdropping adventure of Hope and Brooke. Hope and Brooke are caught skulking outside Ridge's office in an attempt to learn more about the next steps in the power struggle between Forrester and Carter. 1. A mistake born of curiosity. Hope, who is already facing criticism for her part in Carter Walton's rise, is resolved to thwart Ridge and Steffi's schemes to sabotage her newly discovered power. 2. Brooke's support for her daughter. Ever the protective mother, Brooke goes with Hope on what they assumed would be a non-threatening intelligence-gathering mission. 3. Caught red-handed. Ridge, leaving his office in the middle of a conversation, sees the two right away and approaches them. #### The explosive reaction of Ridge. In a scene that leaves the office in stunned silence, Ridge, whose tolerance has already been strained by recent betrayals, suddenly loses it and lashes out at Hope. Unfiltered rage. Ridge calls Hope nasty, saying that her behavior has damaged her personal reputation in addition to betraying the Forrester family. Targeting Hope's morals. Ridge casts doubt on Hope's moral character, claiming that she inherited Brooke's manipulative and self-serving tendencies. The takeover blame. Ridge accuses Hope of being the direct cause of the chaos at Forrester Creations, saying that her alliance with Carter was a premeditated attempt to undermine Steffi and himself. ###. Brooke takes over to protect Hope. Brooke steps in to try to defuse the situation as Ridge lets go his rage. 1. A mother's plea. Brooke begs Ridge to stop acting out, stating that Hope never intended to harm the family and that her intentions were misinterpreted. 2. A tense exchange. Ridge becomes enraged with Brooke and accuses her of encouraging Hope's careless actions, which intensifies the fight. 3. Brooke's counterattack. Unwilling to concede, Brooke points out that he has a history of making dubious choices and claims that he is not innocent in the current turmoil. ###. The breaking point of Hope. Clearly shaken by Ridge's verbal abuse, Hope finally loses it and lashes out. Hope maintains that her activities were motivated by a desire to innovate and rejuvenate Forrester Creations, rather than by a desire to cause harm to others. Turning the tables. Hope says that Ridge's opposition to change is what caused the current problem and accuses him of being overly controlling and hesitant to accept new ideas. Emotional outburst. Hope expresses her frustration at being used as the blame for all of the Forrester family's issues in an emotional outburst. ###. Leave the confrontation now. Relationships are strained and alliances are broken as a result of Ridge's altercation with Hope and Brooke. The fragile bond between Ridge and Brooke. Ridge's stern remarks exacerbate the widening gap between him and Brooke, raising questions about their marriage's future. Hope's isolation. Hope is becoming more and more alone, and even her supporters are starting to doubt her choices. Since Liam finds it difficult to balance her ambition with her morals, their relationship is also in jeopardy. Logan Forrester divide. The conflict between the Logans and the Forresters is getting worse with no end in sight. ###. Next steps? The consequences of Ridge's clash will undoubtedly echo throughout The Bold and the Beautiful as tensions rise. Hope's next step. Will Hope defend herself against Ridge's charges, or will she back off and reconsider her choices? Brooke's dilemma. Brooke is forced to choose between her love with Ridge and her allegiance to her daughter. Ridge's retaliation. Ridge may take extreme measures to retake Forrester Creations and punish whomever he perceives as traitors, encouraged by his rage. Keep an eye out for more drama, betrayals, and surprises as these explosive dynamics continue to develop and elevate this legendary soap opera. One of the most startling power struggles on The Bold and the Beautiful would be Carter Walton's decision to fire Ridge and Steffi Forrester from Forrester Creations. The show's corporate and personal dynamics would drastically change if this scenario materialized, with repercussions felt by all of the major characters. This is how this shocking turn of events could unfold. Long regarded as the devoted COO and legal advisor at Forrester Creations, Carter has lately appeared to emerge from the background and establish a more active role. He has already created controversy with his association with Hope Logan, and firing Ridge and Steffi would make his takeover official. 1. Corporate justification. Carter may use allegations of financial mismanagement, legal loopholes, or proof of Ridge and Steffi's purported wrongdoing to support their dismissal. 2. Hope's influence * having sided with Carter, Hope may support this choice by arguing that it is essential to updating Forrester Creations and removing the company's antiquated management. 3. Shock of Steffi and Ridge * since they have always seen Carter as a devoted subordinate rather than a possible enemy, they would probably be caught off guard by his action. The consequences would be severe and intimate if Carter were to fire Ridge and Steffi. Hope's involvement would be viewed as a betrayal of family loyalty, which would further widen the rift between the Logans and the Forresters. Steffi, who has a reputation for being fiery, would not take this lying down. She would probably mobilize her supporters, such as her grandfather Eric and husband Finn, to fight back. Ridge's revenge * after being fired from the corporation he helped create, Ridge is not going to stand by and do nothing. His next course of action can involve filing a lawsuit or possibly launching a competing fashion label to take on Forrester Creations. The father of the family, Eric Forrester, may have to step in and even come out of retirement to mediate or take sides in this heated conflict. 1. Ambition * Carter might be embracing his ambition at last, emerging from the shadow of Ridge and Steffi to become a real power player. 2. Romantic entanglements * if he believes Ridge and Steffi have mistreated him in the past, his relationship with Hope may encourage him to take risks. 3. Moral justification * Carter may feel that the company has suffered under Ridge and Steffi's leadership and that their removal is essential to its continued existence. Weeks of dramatic plotlines would be built up by such a daring approach. Hope's role * Hope's participation in the choice would probably cause her to become estranged from the Forresters as well as her husband, Liam, who has a great loyalty to Steffi. Steffi's comeback * Steffi and Ridge might collaborate to mount a counterattack, utilizing their connections and industry clout to challenge Carter's leadership. Carter's struggles * managing Forrester Creations without the original family's backing may prove to be an impossible task for Carter, which might cause his newly acquired influence to erode. The Bold and the Beautiful thrives on unexpected turns and betrayals, even though a plotline in which Carter fires Ridge and Steffi would seem unrealistic. There would definitely be drama, tension, and lots of room for character growth. Another question is whether Carter's newly discovered drive and self-assurance could support such a daring action. Watch closely to see if Ridge and Steffi attack first to remove the threat or if Carter actually makes this power play.